Hello, beautiful Pisces. It's time for your weekly reading, April 15th to 2021. So I hope you're having a great week. I hope things are going well for you. And it is the beginning of springtime where I am, so I hope it is where you are too, and I hope things are getting better weather-wise, because this is an energetic time. I know the world is not perfect at this moment, but that's okay. We're going to muddle through and make it all work. So let's see what we've got for you. I'm going to do a Celtic cross spread for you today. A very popular and typical tarot spread. Not one of my favorites, but I want you guys to have some variety, and also it has more structure than what I normally do, so some people like it for that. So here we go. Hopefully it's a good one for Pisces this week. And I like to do 3 cards for the outcome instead of the typical one. Okay, so let's dive in here. So this card is representing you this week. Ooh, the King of Pentacles. He is a very good king, very judicious, now don't forget, king can be male or female. A good planner, a good person for creating security and wealth and health, good health and long life and all that great stuff. So even if this isn't the way you typically are, maybe this week you're doing some investing, or maybe you're doing some planning to make your life work out even better, or maybe you're starting up something that's going to create better health, a good better, more healthy food, maybe some exercise, something where you're creating your security, because this guy is all about planning and being quite methodical and caring very much about security. So that's what that's all about. Maybe that's the mode you're in. Let's hope so, because that's a good mode to be in once in a while. Even if you don't do it all the time, it's good to be there sometime. I mean, I'm Aries. I am so exactly the opposite of this. But every once in a while, I need to write a list and check things off as I go and, think about finances, all those things we all need to do. So this is what crosses you, something that could be an obstacle. Now, the Knight of Cups is a wonderful card. It does not look like an obstacle. He's a very charming guy, passionate, good, brave, strong, on his beautiful horse, which has a whimsical kind of a flair to it. Doesn't look like there could be a concern in the world about the old Knight of Cups, but maybe he's a rival of yours at work or in love. He is the Knight of Cups after all. Maybe somebody who's crossing your path who's got some negativity that he could put on your life. Somebody who maybe needs to be overcome in some way. Maybe you need to win out for that promotion, or maybe that woman or guy, because these can be kind of interchangeable sex-wise, that you want, you're going to be the one who is the victor. So just something to think about. This card here is about the past. Oh, the most lovely card of all for the past. My favorite card in the deck. The 6 of Cups is about beautiful, close childhood friendships. And that feeling of friendship that you can almost only have as a child, unless maybe it's with a childhood friend, or you're the kind of person who is a little childlike, who can have that kind of open, sweet, amazing relationship. It's also a card of nostalgia, or even of a happy childhood. So let's hope that's what this means, that you have warm feelings about your childhood because it was so lovely. This card is as we move into the future, the Queen of Wands. Wow, she's a really positive queen. Very fiery, very exciting, full of passion. Somebody who's a real doer. Somebody who can put things into action. Maybe it's somebody you know. If it is, she's a very good person to know. Somebody who can really teach you about how to take an idea and turn it into something real. She's very social and very fun. If it is not somebody you know, maybe it's that you need to embrace the attitude of somebody who can really do things, put things into action. This is a very active card. The Queen of Action is what she is. And this is what's above you. Something influencing you. Another queen. And here we've got the two, oh, no, this is Cups. I'm thinking ahead of myself. Just ignore me sometimes. The Queen of Swords coupled with this Queen. Now, these two are not very much alike at all, but this could be an influence of you. She's also a very good queen, runs a wonderful kingdom. She's very, very good at getting to the truth of the matter, very intellectual, smart, bright, sometimes very, very clever, witty at times. But she can also be a little bit cool, a little bit clinical, a little bit too practical sometimes, or not, maybe not too practical if you love that, but she cuts to the chase and she's practical, so sometimes we need to be in this mode. Sometimes we need to be in this mode. But if this woman is somebody and somebody influencing you, it could be anybody. It could be somebody you work with, could be your spouse, could be your best friend, whoever it is, and they're creating an influence on you. Hopefully it's all for the good. She is a good queen and does lots of good things, so let's hope so. And this is what's below you, the subconscious. There's some fiery energy going on here. There really is. But you've got a little bit of everything. You've got a lot of court cards here. I mean, you've got 4 court cards here. And you've got this fire energy going on. And then you've got this very practical energy. And then you've got this, kind of passionate knight here next to this whimsical card that I just adore. And then we've got our nice cool queen up here. So the Emperor is what's in your subconscious. That's interesting. So maybe you're a very authoritative person, or you've got an attitude of authority, or you turn to authority when you want to know what the next step is. Because the Emperor, the energy is very strong, very powerful, very, very decisive. Maybe you're a very decisive person, or maybe you have some decisions to make and you need to pull that out of you to be able to make them, because he's a very good, strong figure, and very, very good when it needs, when something needs decisive action to be taken. Then the Emperor is your man. This card is about your attitude. The Page of Wands, also a fiery energy. The Page of Wands is learning about putting things into action. He's a learner. Sometimes he's bringing a message of something that's going to happen, or that is happening, something that is active. A job prospect, something where you're going to do something, a group that you could join to put something into motion. Very active, positive energy about learning to do something. It could be a course where you're learning about putting something into action, very specific. It could be anything where you're going to take something, an idea, and make it real. It's by doing. It's all about doing and learning to do. And it's just a really great card. And if that's what your attitude is, you're very open. You're in a stage where you're very open and, open to learn new things and to do things, which it sounds so basic, but a lot of people are not doing much. This is your home environment, or, your environment wherever you spend most of your time, usually the home. The world, it's such a beautiful card. It's everything. You have everything. So maybe you have a wonderful family around you. Maybe you have the finances to do the things you want to do. Maybe your home environment is very, very beautiful, and you've created this sanctuary where you feel very whole and very alive, and everything is very good there. Maybe it's all of those things. Maybe you have a wonderful partner. Whatever it is, your home is a good place, and you want it to be that way. That's important. So important to have that, springboard to go into the world. This card is about your hopes and fears, the Page of Swords. Why is the Page of Swords? Maybe it's a hope. Maybe it's a truthful young man that you're hoping to have in your life. Because the Page of Swords is about truth and intellectual pursuits and learning. And, he's a very bright young man. Could even be a child. Maybe you want to have a child, and that's the child you have in mind, somebody very, very smart. Maybe you're very, very smart and want to pass off your knowledge. We've got this, intellectual influence on you. Maybe this is your mother or somebody like that, and maybe you're going to have a child who's also this very bright intellectual creature. Um, Maybe it's a love interest. Maybe it's something very, very positive and happy. Maybe it's a rival of yours. Maybe you're worried that this person is going to take something away of yours, or, could be a job, could be a lover, could be anything. So, hopes and fears, that's for you to figure out why the Page of Swords might be in there. This is the outcome. The outcome. What could it mean? This card's coming up a lot lately. Now, this is an immediate, reading. It doesn't have to mean that it's, excuse me, going to go way into your future. This card is usually about the subconscious. It's about, these are just, it looks like this woman is trapped. It looks like somebody's trapped, but whatever this is about, it's trapped only by thoughts, because the swords are air. They're thoughts. They're nothing that can actually hurt you, except in your mind. So don't beat yourself up about something. It's really important not to beat yourself up. Mentally, it's very important not to make yourself feel, excuse me, like you're trapped. Trapped by your thoughts. What thoughts could you be thinking that make you feel trapped? The Empress. The Empress is such a beautiful card. Fertility, and fertility of everything. It can be fertility of, the humankind, where you're going to have a baby. But it can also be fertility of an idea, where you bring an idea to life and birth it upon the world. It could be writing a book. It could be starting a new business. It could be anything where you want to take something and you start it from that little seed of thought and you bring it into the world. It's also a card of female sexuality. It doesn't have to be female. Males and females both have the other in them also, but typically it is that part of yourself, that female side, that very intuitive side, being one with nature, somebody who can be a kind of an earth mother type. So it's a really beautiful card, something wonderful to have. This is about trying to balance things, trying to balance maybe health and work, trying to balance investing and still having enough money for the home front. Something's trying to be balanced here. So if that's what the worry is about, don't worry about this. Make your decisions and stand by them, and everything's going to be okay. I don't think this is anything to really worry about. I mean, you may be already worrying, so don't do that. Try not to do that, because this is a very nice reading, a very solid reading. And I think you're going to have a great week ahead, Pisces. You enjoy your week, and I will talk to you soon.